Okay, student, today we were talking about the vibratory state of 2 points, whether 2 points they vibrate in phase or they vibrate in antiphase, and how can I determine this vibratory state? First of all, if I have 2 points, A and B, in a certain medium, these 2 points they are receiving energy from the single source, from one single source. Okay, so they do vibrate in phase when they reach together at the same instant, the highest and the lowest positions. Thus, they have the same direction of vibration at any instant. Now, if they vibrate in phase, we can say that they have the same vibratory state. On the other hand, if I have 2 points A and B in a certain medium, they are receiving energy from a single source. They vibrate in antiphase, or we say opposite phase. If, for example, one of them reaches the highest position and the other one reaches its lowest position, and vice versa. In this case, they have opposite direction at any instant, and we say that they have opposite states of vibration. Now, how can I determine the vibrative state from the distance between the 2 points? First of all, if the distance between 2 points is a whole natural number different than zero of the wavelength, يعني when d is equal to k lambda, in this case, the 2 points vibrate in phase. Same thing regarding the time that separates them, the time separation of the 2 points. يعني مش بس المسافة اللي بتفصلهم، كمان في وقت، في distance وفي time between them. Now, if the time separation also it is equal to a whole natural number different than zero than the of the period, يعني when delta t is equal to k times big T, in this case, also they vibrate in phase. Now, regarding antiphase vibratory state, if the distance is an odd number of lambda over 2, 2k plus 1 هو odd number because 2k is even. If I have to put 1 يصير عندي odd number. When the distance is equal to an odd number of lambda over 2, in this case we say they vibrate in antiphase. Same thing for the time separation between them. When it is equal to an odd number of the period over 2, the 2 points vibrate in antiphase. Here we can see a small recap regarding what we have just said regarding the vibrative state of the 2 points with the formulas, and a small example on the vibrative state in this figure 14 here. We can see A and B, they vibrate in phase, B vibrate in phase with A, uh, B vibrate in antiphase with C. Therefore, if we do here a small comparison, between A and C, we can see that A and C they vibrate in antiphase لأنه B و C antiphase. طيب A و B in phase يعني automatically you say A and C in antiphase. طيب A vibrate antiphase مع C and C vibrate antiphase مع D. Therefore, what can we say about A and D? Like a small comparison, we can say that they vibrate in phase. In application one, here you can see a small application regarding the couple of points that we saw in the previous images here. It shows us the points that vibrate in phase. مثلا ال A وال J, the C وال H, the F وال G, uh, sorry, F وال J. So this is J in English. So A and the G, F and the J, C and H, these points they vibrate in phase, also D and I. طب بالنسبة للبوينتس اللي هن عم بيعملوا vibrate out of phase أو anti phase مثلا مثل ال C وال F، ال F وال H، ال H وال J، ال A وال E they vibrate in anti phase، ال E وال G كمان anti phase. طيب مين هن البوينتس اللي بيعملوا vibrate لا in phase ولا out of phase، مثلا مثل ال A وال B، ال B وال C، ال C وال D، يعني these points they لا in phase ولا out of phase. يعني بهالحالة المسافة بيناتهم لهالنقط لا بتكون لا k لامدا ولا 2k plus 1 لامدا over. If you want to take another application بس هون مع شوية calculation يعني in this figure here we see a plane wave. عندنا الاسيا اللي هو الديبر ستريت بار ديبر عم بيعمل لي plane wave هون. عم نشوف couple of points ال A وال B على نفس الويف راي، ال D وال C على نفس الويف راي بس غير ويف راي تبع ال A وال B، يعني A B wave ray D C another wave ray، بس ال A وال D على نفس الويف فرونت. اوكي، ال C هون موجودة in the middle between these two wave front، يعني موجودة على المينيموم. اوكي، يعني اذا البي موجوده على الويف فرونت طالعه على الماكسيموم الكراس، سي موجوده على الترف اللي هو المينيموم. اوكي، كمان اعطينا distance between AB، distance between DC. Speed of the wave 30 centimeter per second. Frequency how many cycles per second is given by this dipper 15 hertz، يعني 15 cycle كل ثانية عم يعطيني. Compare the vibratory state, the vibrations of A and B. فبكل بساطة نحن معنا AB، بس قبل ما أعمل أي calculation نحن بحاجة للwave length، لأنه we want to compare the distance to the wave length. So first of all you go calculate the wave length اللي هي speed على الفريكونسي، يطلع معنا 2 سم. We want to compare AB to lambda، بتروح تعمل ratio، تعمل division AB على lambda، هيك نحن بنعمل لها compare للAB واللambda. So we divide them by each other، بيطلع معي a natural whole number different than 0 اللي هو 2. Therefore, we can simply say that A and B vibrate in a phase. بالنسبة للD والC، D والC المسافة بيناتهم 5. So also if we compare it to the wavelength lambda راح يطلع معك 5 over 2، مثل ما بنتذكر شفنا شوي مع بعض odd number over 2، يعني at 2 points D و C do not vibrate in phase. عم بيسألني طيب what about يا أستاذ ال A وال D؟ الاي والدي موجودين على نفس الويف فرونت، ونحن شو قلنا عن النقط اللي موجودين على الويف فرونت؟ they all vibrate to the highest position to the maximum position. يعني الاي والدي عم بيعملوا vibrate سوا، وصلوا اثنيناتهم at the same instant simultaneously together they reached the highest position. Therefore A and B بما انه موجودين على نفس الويف فرونت يعني they vibrate in phase. طيب what about A and C؟ كل وحدة منهم موجودة على ويف راي مختلف، فأنت هون بتقارن أول شيء دي وسي. لما دي وسي قلنا عنهم أنتي فيز، in antiphase. What about A and D? A and D in a phase. So by comparison, you can simply say that A and C they vibrate in antiphase. Okay, student. وهذا كان كل شيء لليوم. I hope you focus on these materials properly, and I will assign some exercises to do it as a homework for next time.